Joe Zikas from YoChicago. I'm here with Matt Dollinger from At Properties. We participated as a company in a program called Rebuilding Together, also known as Christmas in April, where it's a national program with a local component. The minimum requirements are that a company raise at least about $4,000 and 20 volunteers. At Properties participated in this, and from what I heard, just went way and above and beyond the minimum.
We're pretty excited about what we came out with this. We adopted a project a little later in the year. We got one in February of this year that it was a homeowner down in the Englewood neighborhood of Chicago. We adopted the project. I became captain of our team. I got a co-captain, one of our great agents, Hawk Durham, who helped me out a lot. And we drove down and saw this project the first weekend we took it on board. 71-year-old couple, been in the house for 35 years, retired brick mason, great family, has raised all of his sons and daughters, and some are in the military. Just a great family that had a stroke of bad luck a couple of years ago. They had a fire, loophole in the insurance, didn't cover anything. Because of the fire, they had an immense amount of water that seeped into the basement. They got the kitchen where the fireman actually entrance got really trashed. Because the water had sunken into the basement, the staircase leading upstairs to the one bathroom in the house was actually pulling away. He had braced it as best he could, and he had done a lot of good work. He had done as much work as he possibly could with his, next door neighbor, pastor / carpentry man. And they had brought it up to speed as best they could. But it was really an eye-opener to go down and see kind of the disarray and to see kind of what lay ahead for us.
Let me come back to the question of above and beyond the minimum. 20 volunteers were required. I heard you turned out 70?
We had about 65 to 70 agents within the day. We probably had, in addition to that, I think we had another 20 or so skilled individuals that came down. Union plumbers, contractors, a lot of our developers donated trim carpenters or construction workers of the day. We actually took our project, and where it actually is supposed to be April 26th, the Saturday is when most of the work is supposed to go on, we expanded ours a day and a half. And so Thursday was our demo day for a lot of, we completely gutted the kitchen down to the studs. Friday we had trim carpenters come in, install all new cabinets. We probably had about 10-15 agents helping with the drywall and things along those lines that day. We also had one of our contractors come down himself personally, and the local union had donated the time and labor of 5 union carpenters for that day. We put a couple of the contractor who actually works for our company, put in a couple of calls to the local union. 5 guys showed up within an hour, ripped the staircase out. There was just this huge hole there for a while, and they actually worked that evening until probably about 12 o'clock, 12:30 at night. Restringing, putting in all new stringers, all new stairs, completely rebuilding the staircase on Friday evening.
Out of the $4,000 that a typical company raises, about half of that is available for materials. What you're describing, it sounds like you spent a lot more money.
Correct. We actually, the house was originally, they gauged the house and say this is a light house, this is a medium house, and this is a heavy house. We were originally gauged as a light house, which means we had a $1,500 budget. We asked to be reassessed, and we're upgraded to, I believe, $2,500 as the budget for that, which we could have spent in 10 minutes. The big difference was that we probably raised an additional, I'd say $4,500, $5,000 in-house donations. A lot of the agents, I had set up a blog online where they could donate via PayPal or donate by checks. We had an immense amount of our local community chip in as well, where everybody started calling in favors. McHugh Construction and Grand Appliance donated all new appliances for the project. Builders Cabinet Supply, I believe, of 401 Northwestern, donated all new cabinets, and not like prefab, like made cabinets for the kitchen.
These are over and above the cash outlays.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. We had donations from Belfour, which is a remediation company, donated all the cleaning products for the day. A gentleman whose family owns Clark and Barlow donated an immense amount of paint and supplies and brushes and hardware and nails. McMaster Painting down out of Bronzeville donated the pressure washing and all the paint and the painting inside. We had, and probably the neatest thing of the entire time had nothing to do with building the house. Tamia Scott, our marketing director, actually called in some favors to a local spa over on Oak Street, and for the day of the event, the homeowner's wife was treated to a spa treatment, hair done, and everything along those lines, and then actually got a trip.
Probably the first spa treatment of her life, I would guess.
Quite possibly. I'm not going to venture to say on that one, but it was. I think the high point was actually for her to come home that day when all of her friends were out about 4:30 in the afternoon, and to pull up in a Lincoln Town Car. A silver Lincoln Town Car with tinted windows pulling up in front of her house, and to come out with her hair all blown out and everything like that. And it was really an amazing, that was probably an amazing.
We're talking an area where only the drug dealers would be riding in.
Lincoln. I don't know if their choice of car is a Lincoln Town Car, but it was probably the most. I would say personally on my behalf, that was the most amazing part of the whole day.
So that's a great story. I find it fairly typical, having been around realtors a long time. They're not purely the grubby, greedy, grasping group people picture them as.
What is it? The USA Today poll a couple of years ago, I think, ranked them one step above car salesmen or used car salesmen.
But from a charitable standpoint, from giving back to
charitable standpoint, I think that the big thing with that is to realize that, you know, to have 65 volunteers show up on a Saturday when they are commission-only based salespeople, they do not get to count like, you know, myself on a paycheck every other Friday. And to see 75% of our population, or 75 members of our population show up, donate their time for an entire day, tell their clients who are looking to buy houses that, you know, I'm sorry, I'm involved in giving back to the community and this is what I'm going to do. It was really an amazing feat as far as that goes, and something that I think isn't necessarily shown off enough in our world, much less the real estate community.
Great. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks very much.